again, and welcome to another episode of I Want to Talk About This Album. And today, as you can see by the split screen and the handsome man who to me he's on my right. He may be on your right. I'm not sure. His name is Chris McLernon. He played in a great band called Saigon Kick. And he played on this album that we're going to talk about today called Devil in the Details. And I'm very happy to have him here. He's a 4-time guest. I think we can call him a friend of the show now. I think they said it in show business. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show,
Chris
sure.
McLernon. Hello, Chris.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm very good. Better. I would be better if I had curtains. I'm in my new house with no curtains yet. I'm going out to look at curtains tonight. I'm being roasted by the sun, but other than that, I'm fine. Just briefly, we spent about 45 minutes, you and I, talking off camera about your recent, could we call them health struggles, health problems, health issues?
Let's call them issues. It's like with the Parkinson's thing. I don't like to say I'm struggling with Parkinson's or I'm battling with it. I have it. I'm a Parkinson's patient, and with cancer survivor. To me, there's so many people who had way worse to get through and survive than me. So I'm like, again, kind of cancer patient. Boom, done. I don't deserve the heavy accolades, as it were, regarding those two things. But the cancer's gone. Bye. And
yeah, I'm very happy personally to that everything worked out. It sounds strange to say it worked out well for you because it wasn't well to start, but. That in the end, everything worked out very well, as I learned over the last 45 minutes and have learned over the last couple of months.
Yep.
Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to be here, literally.
All right. Well, and we had to reschedule this. You had some internet outage last week. We were going to do this last week. I was dark last week. That's what they say in Vegas. I was dark.
Oh, okay.
Because of your internet issues. But we are here today to talk about Devil in the Details. I will start by saying, I think Chris knows this. I don't know if you know it as strongly as I'm about to say it. Devil in the Details is not just my favorite Saigon Kick album. It is possibly a little spoiler alert for anybody who's watching this and who might be interested in the future. I'm going to put together a little 3-part series of my favorite albums. I'm going to do them in 3 distinct sections. And spoiler alert is that Devil in the Details is it's a very top contender for my favorite album of the 90s.
Thank you.
I really can't say strongly enough how much I love it.
Thank you. It sounds weird to say so, but I mean every guy who's been in a band will say they don't have a favorite because they're like kids, you know. But it's my favorite Saigon Kick record. And I was a fan before I got in the band, and I wanted to be in the band. It was my favorite band, so it's my favorite of the 4.
It's you and I talked about Water. I don't know, it was a year ago, maybe.
I think so.
That is one of my favorite albums ever, and that's, as I said at the time, I think that's not even my favorite Saigon Kick record. That would be second. Water is second. I think. What do you think are the, like, to me they're fairly similar in that they don't sound alike. Like, it's not like this song on Water sounds like this song on. It's not like a formula. But to me, you go, oh yeah. When Devil in the Details came out, I thought, okay, yeah, this picks up right where Water left off.
Right.
Do you feel that way too, or I mean, you have a different perspective because you played on it. Do you think it's a matching piece to Water, or is it more different than I think?
No, I think you're right. I prefer the term logical extension, because here's what I brought into the band was the outsider's viewpoint, you know. So I wanted to go in with the mentality of, we've got these songs, let's go try them out. Because what made the band great was the band could play live. And the band on the first 2 records had most of those songs in their live show. So when you record them, it sounds a certain way. Water was done in the studio. We had never played any of those live. So there was an element to that, to me, that still sounds assembled. Whereas Devil, we went out and we played a bunch of songs live for a month, I think. And to me, that was the smartest thing we did, because when we went in there, we just ripped through them. we knew what we wanted. We had gotten rid of the fat, and by the time we hit record, we were ready to go. As opposed to with water, there were some things that were. I mean, Jason, I remember, wrote Fields of Rape in his head on the way to the studio, so we were winging it, And there's kind of a fun, oh boy, this is exciting. What are they doing? Vibe to some of the songs, but there's also, for me, it's like, I would have liked to have gone over and reviewed, and revised my parts, but could be worse, could be raining.
Yeah, and this is also, for me, I've talked about this in quite a number of these episodes I've done. Some albums are just too long, and this was especially, no, not especially, this was only, I think, in the CD era when, records were typically 50 minutes maximum. That's all they could hold.
Oh, it's way maximum, yeah.
Yeah, the vinyl format. I remember Somewhere in Time was 52 minutes.
Yep.
That was, I guess, was pushing it. But once CDs came out, and it was 74 minutes first, and then I think 79 minutes. Bands, I think, had this feeling that, well, we have this space, we may as well use it. And I think that was when music started getting, obviously there was some fucking awesome music that came out after the CD era from the late 80s. But a lot of albums where I felt were just too long. This is one of the rare ones that it is, I think it's fairly long. I think it's close to an hour. I remember when we talked about Water, you were surprised at how long it was.
Yes.
No, maybe, I can't remember. But yeah, this is, I think it's close to an hour. But to me, it's one of the ones that doesn't feel long. Actually, not at all. I just can't get enough of this record. I think because there's such a wide variety of songs. There's ballad or ballad-esque songs. There's real kind of, heavier songs. There's some weird stuff.
The quirky ones.
Yeah, quirky is a great word. Victoria is very quirky.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that was part of the process of and maybe you never thought about this, but was that part of the process of making the album long? Like, did you say we just have so much material and it's so different?
Yeah.
Put it all on, or was that just, did it happen naturally?
Both. I think at that point in our careers, we kind of knew which categories the fans would want to hear. So we had, quote, the quirky one. We had Sentimental Girl, or you had My Life, or you had
Chanel.
Sorry?
Chanel.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I love that one. Or Victoria. So we knew on Devil we wanted to have a bunch to choose from. So we had like 4 that would be in the quirky, 5 that would be heavy, 2 or 3 would be vibey, like Colors or Sunshine or Going On.
Sunshine.
And then there'd be ones that were well put together, like My Heart, because it was just one drum. But it had other elements to add to it to make it work. Never done live. That's when we had never done. I guess they do it now, but we hadn't done it then. So I think, sadly, by Devil in the Details, we just kind of gotten our feet under us and gone, okay, if you put a Saigon Kick record on, you weren't going, what the hell is this? It was now a matter of, right, this is how this band's supposed to sound, and I am not disappointed.
And speaking of this material and everything, and it being a kind of a lengthy album, and yeah, 3 of these songs, outtakes. Now I know there was at least one outtake from this section, from these sessions. Can I mention it?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Annabelle.
Yeah.
Was there anything else?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Annabelle. If Annabelle had made on this album, it would be, for me, in the top echelon. Like, I thought, oh my God, this is like, and I guess it's a fan thing. Whenever there's B-sides or unreleased songs, you think, oh man, why didn't they put this on the album? This is the best song on the album. Or then there's other people that say, oh yeah, it's just as well that it was left off. But I thought, man, Annabelle fits exactly in the vibe of this album. It sounds like it should have been on. Whose decision is that to leave the songs off? Is it the band, the record company?
I think at that point it's the band, because we're so early in the process. You don't want to. I mean, when you're putting the album together, you want to give them demos and say, "Here's the direction we're going," so you have an idea that you're not blowing your money on us. So that is it's smart, at least for the band, to do that. You don't want to throw a bunch of curve balls at them and have them go, what's this? You know, what the fuck are you doing? So
Yeah.
Annabelle was Jay and I remember I brought a bunch of tunes to him and just said, you know, you pick the one you want to work on. You know, so that was when he had worked on, and I always liked it. So it was a matter of, it just didn't make the process. If we'd done another record as the four of us, would it have made it? I don't know, because there's songs on, I think, the Lizard that were from the early days, and I think there might have been one or two ideas on Water that were from the club days. So you never know. I mean,
Yeah, I guess every band has that. Van Halen, maybe.
Oh yeah.
More famously than anybody, you know, A Different Kind of Truth was pretty much all old songs, some going back to pre-first album.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess every band, not every band, but a lot of bands have that. They, you know, they have a vault and they kind of draw on that.
Yeah, and to your point, I'm typically in the crowd that they didn't put on the record for a reason. So whenever I see bonus tracks that are from the same, you know, was supposed to be on whatever. Yeah, the best example I have of that is Riot's Fire Down Under. I love that record, and it is fine as it is, but there's a version of it out with all the other songs that they demoed up at the time, and they're not as good as the ones on the record. They made the right choice. It wasn't like, oh my God. Like, I've had more than one person say, I heard Annabelle, you know, so why was that on there? As opposed to, good thing you didn't put on there.
Yeah, I'm trying to look back in my notes. There was an album I talked about recently that I said the exact same thing. There was a bonus track from an album. I can't remember what it was. It was recently, and I said that's the perfect example of how a bonus song should be. It maybe doesn't. It's not necessarily a bad song, but it doesn't. It either just doesn't fit the vibe of the album. Pearl Jam has several songs like that.
Yeah.
Or just it was. You know what? We've already got 16 songs or 12 songs. It's too much. But
well,
anyway,
now like Japan insists on having a bonus track.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that goes back a long time. And I didn't mention, speaking of bonus tracks, I've got.
Oh my! Look at that.
Yeah, and you know what? For anybody who doesn't know, if anybody's watching this is the German version. By the way, this album cover sucks.
Yeah, that looks like we made it in Photoshop in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's a bad. The logo, the typography, the font is bad. The photo is bad. Anyway, and I did. You know, I got the original album when it came out in 1995. As far as I can remember, and then I got, you know what I remember about this? This might have been the first. It was absolutely one of the first records or CDs I got on eBay. I think in 1998 or 99.
Wow.
I got this, and I guess that I thought, oh well, I don't need the original album anymore, and I don't know if I gave it to a friend or sold it or what I did, but I wish I had it. You know, I still have, but yeah, this is the German import that does have 2 bonus tracks, which we will get to when we do the track by track, which then makes it, I guess, pushes it probably over an hour. But I want to go back to something you mentioned that you know, you brought things to Jason, and I noticed when I was listening to this last week, when we were going to talk last week, going over the credits. I mean, obviously Jason is the main guy in Saigon Kick. He wrote all the lyrics to this. Musically, they're all credited musically to Jason, except 3 exceptions. Killing Ground is credited to Saigon Kick as a band. Going On is you and Jason.
Yep. And
So Painfully is you.
Yep.
How does that? And I guess I could ask this of any band. And it's the kind of thing I'm always curious about. How you know, like Lennon and McCartney, they didn't write together. They had their songs, and bands have different agreements. I think the Tragically Hip. I don't know if you know the Tragically Hip, the greatest Canadian band ever. They had an agreement, and I had it. I think their whole career that they would always have all 5 writing credits, no matter what. So how did it work in Saigon Kick? Like, let's use, well, in order. Okay, so Killing Ground, all of Saigon Kick. What made that all of Saigon Kick rather than a song that was credited musically to just Jason?
Because we worked it up in rehearsal. So everyone threw in their parts, and after a certain point, like I brought a song in, and it goes like this, with Killing Ground or Coming. I think it was originally called Coming Down. And we had all worked out the parts. And at that point, you're like, I don't know who did this and did that. Fuck it, split it, But like with Going On, I brought the entire musical section to Jay and just said, "Hey man, I got this." And same so painfully. I was like, which Phil still hates to this day, and I don't know why. He just fucking hates that song. And which is funny because you can hear some yelling and screaming before that song begins. I had broken my hand that night at dinner, but I was determined to get the band drunk, and then we would play it, and we were going to record it. I didn't care if my hand was broken. So 14 takes later, which for us is unheard of, we were 1 or 2 and done. So painfully got its original, and I should say not original, what's the word I'm looking for? Justifiable name on the record. But I mean, my idea with that song was I wanted to, and I gave it to Jason, saying, let's make this like clean and sweet and a big vocals that will knock everything else down in the chord progression and chord choice stakes, so it's not it's not slamming into each other. There's very ornate vocal going against very ornate guitar parts or solos or whatever. So, but yeah, that's how those songs came out.
And did it ever get to the point, because bands break up over that, over songwriting credits and publishing? Did it ever get to the point in Saigon Kick where there must have been some, and I'm not trying to be like playground material here, but were there ever problems with like, oh, I deserve credit for that, or you don't deserve credit for that, or was it all pretty simple
on this record or in general?
Okay, let's talk about this record. We'll keep it to this record.
No problem.
Okay.
I mean, part of the quote problem was that at that point Jason was just so prolific. So for every 10 songs,
still is.
Yeah, every 10 songs that he brought in, I bring in 3, which is not bad, Or for every 20 he'd bring in, I bring in 8. 8 songs is a lot, because what Saigon Kick taught me was how to kind of abandon the idea of riff writing. Like Van Halen, you come in, you start with Unchained, and you start with the riff. The band then puts it together, adds their part, adds a change in the bridge. Like we're Coming Down, same thing. But with this stuff, with Jay, he taught me how to write an entire song. Whereas before that, I wrote riffs and had here I have a riff idea, blump, as opposed to no, here's the song, blump. So that was the advantage of that record to me, because Water was definitely more of a holy shit, we've got to get something done, otherwise we're going to lose our deal. So you got Mr. Prolific.
Very different situation.
Yeah, so you got Mr. Prolific over there just winging songs out there like he's fucking cooking flapjacks. You're just like, God.
Yeah, damn. And is Jason married to the demo kind of guy, or does he stays within the general skeleton of the demos?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you heard the demo for Going On, it just, I don't think much of it sounds very different than the one I gave him. It's
okay.
Here, let's go, boom, clunk, the part goes here, right? Okay. Maybe that's because he thinks so sequentially, like, I want to get to the next idea. I don't know. Because I'm perfectly willing to go in and look at something again and tweak it, push it this way, and try this chord. I'm willing to spend the time on it, but that's just not how we create. It just never has been. Yeah,
he seems, from what I know, I obviously I don't know Jason personally, but from what I know about him as a fan musically and what he's said and just the impressions I get of him, he's a very fast worker. He gets something in his head and he wants it done like go. He doesn't overthink things, right? He does them, boom, it's done, and he moves on to the next thing.
Yep. Well, and with him too, there's nothing chemical to impede him, like there are a lot of people.
Yeah.
Business. So he's clear-minded. So boom, 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 and you don't know what can, like when we did Fields of Rape, he wrote that on the train in his head from downtown Stockholm to Solna, which is where the studio was. So I remember that's why the original demo has him on guitar, no, me on guitar and him on bass. So he didn't have to think, he could just play the chord changes. So, and I was really listening to a lot of Chris Isaac at the time. So that's why that guitar sounds a lot like Wicked Game, like very much.
Okay. And I want to also ask about Pete Dombrowski was on this album. This was his first, I guess he joined during the Water tour, right?
Yeah, he pulled the McLernon and he joined for the tour. Yeah.
Yeah, so this was his first album. And I was
such a good guitar player. Oh man.
Okay, well that's kind of what I wanted to ask about. Now for me, and I kind of forget that he plays on this record, because when I listened to it, as we said kind of off the top, to me it pretty much sounds like an extension of Water. I mean, I have no idea what Pete Dombrowski sounds like, his style, his tone, his his sound, whatever. All I hear on this record is Jason. But so Pete did play on the record?
Oh yeah.
He wasn't just credited as as a member. He really did play and record?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. And the things that I remember and I have it all written down, but the things that I remember particularly that Pete brought to it were his idea on two guitars, because Pete was the only guitar player in his other band, Crier. Well, they also were called Screams and Dreams. But on Spanish Rain, Pete had enough backing as far as musical knowledge to add a bunch of inversions to what Jason was playing, which was very simple, structure in B minor. So Pete added all these inversions and all these other chords that he remembered from studying jazz as a kid. So that guitar part has a lot more depth because of Pete. Or the intro to Sunshine, that's all Pete saying, let's make this sound more ornate to beat a word into the ground. But yeah, that's Pete. And then you'll like this because you're a Kiss fan. The first couple of notes in Russian Girl are right out of the guitar solo in God of Thunder. That flat
I in my head I can't hear it, but I'll have to listen to it. Let me write a note. Say that again. The first notes of the solo in Russian Girl.
Yep. It's exactly the same. It's a flat 5 for the musical nerds out there.
As close as Ace took some of the solo from 5 to 1 on the solo of She, and then Mike McCready.
Oh yeah.
Also took that on Alive. Is it that close?
Yeah.
I've never noticed that. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, Saigon Kick was really good at hiding the what do you call it, the influences, and going on that guitar part that goes in the chorus, the there. That's me trying to be Gary Moore on The Loner.
Oh no, sorry. I in my head I was still thinking of the solo of Killing Ground. What's the solo of Russian Girl? Yeah, I hear that in my head.
It's over the boom, bom, 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 bom.
Yeah.
Because that's the samba part.
I do want to point out when we get to Russian Girl, to me, I think I mentioned this to you years and years ago, to the very, very, very clear. I don't think it's theft, but you go, oh my God, this is note for note like another song, which I will get to when we get to the track by track.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm gonna have to listen to the Russian Girl solo, God of Thunder. All right, so Pete was a big part of.
Oh, absolutely, he was. Yeah.
All right, and another thing, I saw Jason as well as you on the Hair Metal Guru YouTube channel recently.
Yep.
And he asked him about how many shows you done on the Devil in the Details tour, and Jason thought about it for a second. He said, "We didn't do any shows on that tour."
I saw that. I was like,
"Yeah," and I know.
Were you at home?
And I'm
something there.
Yeah, and it's not a knock on Jason. I mean, he forgets, but I thought, no, man, I know I have on my YouTube channel, on this very channel, I have videos. I think of
probably
everybody and Eden, or I don't know if I have audio or at least a couple of videos, but for sure I know everybody and Eden.
Yeah, there's a show from the Iron Horse in
Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
Oh yeah, we did a run of like 48 shows in 52 days on the first time we went around, and then we did it again the second when the record came out. So yeah, we played about 100 shows.
The Baron is losing his mind.
It's not on the radar. It's been moved off the griddle. Why do I need that?
I hope that wasn't a slight to, so that's something that I want to erase from my memory. I hope it was just a genuine slip.
Oh yeah. He would defer to me as, well, of course McLernon's going to remember that. I wouldn't.
Well, I would think anybody would remember that many dates.
Well, you would think, yeah.
And now that one, speaking of that video, that was kind of, or I guess it was in this on the album. Is there a picture of it? Where Jason had the inverted pie slice haircut.
Well, I called the can opener, yeah.
And Phil, it looked like Phil took Jason's, it's like Jason shaved his middle section and put it on top of Phil's head. Because Phil's head, actually my hair is kind of like how Phil's was.
Very much.
A little bit of a mohawk. Phil's hair was kind of like that. Where's a picture of it? There's the pie slice.
Yep. There's my horror at looking at it. No, I wasn't horrified. I just kept giggling and going, what are you doing?
By the way, you know who I always thought, who is this, by the way?
That's Aaron Beeler.
Oh, that's Jason's brother.
Yep.
Now, I think this is, first of all, I didn't know that was him, but I always thought, whoever this guy is, he looks exactly like, I think you'll remember this guy, Chris Sabo.
Oh, yeah.
Third baseman for the Cincinnati Reds in the 90s. He was the MVP, I think, in 1990.
I think you're right, yes.
I just thought, man, that in this picture, I don't know what he looks like in real life or in other pictures, but I thought, oh my God, Chris Sabo is, there's a photo of Chris Sabo in the Saigon Kick record. All right, well, that's enough about hair. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about here? No, I think that's all. I think we can get to the track by track now.
The analysis.
Right, what's that?
I said the analysis.
Yes. So now the first song, I have to say, there was something about it that bothered me just a little bit, just maybe that much. It's called Intro, just Intro.
Yes.
That kind of bothered me.
How long is that, by the way?
1:14.
Yeah, way too long.
I disagree. I thought, man, this should be a full song.
Oh.
But what has always bothered me about it is that, give it a name, first of all, or add it as part of Russian Girl.
Well, but
oh my God,
if you separate it out, you can get paid. So that's why.
Is that part of the thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, even for bands of Saigon Kick's relatively low stature.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So Steve Miller, you'll notice all his intros are separated out on his records. He was the first one to really figure that out. Do it, name it something different, and go.
I've talked about that many times. It always bothered me when I was a kid. All the Black Sabbath albums had, it wasn't just War Pigs. It was Luke's Wall, War Pigs, and it wasn't just Wheels of Confusion. It was Wheels of Confusion / The Straightener. I think Judas Priest. Every band has that. But I thought, man, come on.
Maiden with the Ides of March, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's another good example. Yep. Yeah, either give it a title. I mean, this is the most minor thing I'm making, just kind of making light of it. Give it a title, or just put it as part of the song Russian Girl. But no, man, I love that song. If that had been, fleshed out or expanded into a full song, it would have been amongst my favorites for sure. But now there's something else I want to talk about, and it's just a very simple. It's just is it real drums on the intro, or is it it is real drums? Okay. So it's,
by the way, back to your point about adding the song, it might also be a numerical thing, because I forget when they changed the rules, but ASCAP would only pay you for 10 songs on the record. So we can go back and look. Obviously, the ones that are sticklers, they might have, if you put them and made them their own intro, it might push the total over 10. So that might be why bands included them in the, like we had in Cold Sweat, we had one called Riviera. That was the beginning of Long Way Down. And one of the few fights the band had was about separating that out so it could be index. You could just pop right by it. Otherwise, it was like 6.5 minutes long, because it's a long piece. I mean, with
Yeah.
the song. So that was one of the few things that we didn't do and we should have, because you'll get paid for it.
Yeah, and I thought of another one. Two Anthrax albums ago, they had tons of these little kind of interludes that were just what I always call filler. And filler gets a bad rap, but I always think of filler as just extra. To me, filler can be great. To me, intro is the classic filler by my definition, but it's fucking awesome. But yeah, Anthrax had a lot of these little kind of musical interludes or intros and things like that. Corrosive Conformity they have their last 4 albums are full of these little instrumentals and acoustic weird bits and things. Sometimes
Ghost too.
I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's a bit much. For me, as I said, intro to me, if you call it intro, I need a title for it. Man, I love it. But something I wanted to ask you about, if it's okay.
Sure.
From what I know, this was Jason going rogue, right? He did this without anybody's knowledge. He just went into the studio one night and recorded it, and nobody knew about it.
Nope.
Okay.
All of a sudden, it was like, oh, what's this? And it's not like it sucks. I mean, we're a pretty good band, so it's not like, this is crap. But I said, who else is singing on here? Because it sounded like Tom and Jim Morris, who were in Morris Sound. And he said, yeah, it's me with them. And then you had that loop behind it, boom, bottom, boom, that crunchy kind of. I don't know where he got it, but in the days of sampling loops and again being ahead of it technology wise,
he was.
But Pete's comment was, "Wow, great! Everyone's singing on this record except the band."
Yeah,
but my point to him, Pete's was, no, buddy, I sang on it too. It was like, you just didn't sing it. You weren't there, but none of us were.
So when you say it was Tom Morris, and who's the other guy? Phil? Jim. Tom and Jim Morris from Morris Sound. Is that them doing that kind of chanting? That shut up, shut up. Yep. That's them. Okay.
Yeah, I really hear Tom's voice in there. I don't know if the brothers, so it's kind of an Everly Brothers things. They sound similar, but that was Tom and Jim, to be sure. And like I said, I like it, but it was like and I certainly understand that. I got on, especially with Beeler, I got an idea. Let's go with it now. I got to get it out before it turns into a worm in my head and eats my brain.
Yeah. Well, like going back to what we talked about a few minutes ago, that he's a fast mover, right?
Yeah. I can guarantee you that thing was done in probably an hour, tops.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I love it, man. I just think it's it's awesome as it is. And maybe if it had been extended to a full song, maybe I wouldn't have liked it as much. But I just think it's beautiful, lyrically, musically. It's very simple. There's not much to it musically. There's no instruments except for the drums, but just the I believe there's no sun today. I believe there's sun miles away from where I live today.
I believe
there's no sun.
All right.
Can't get enough of that song.
Done. Yeah.
I strongly disagree with you, sir.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Okay. And some people have called that like the Lion King song or something, right?
Oh yeah, I will.
Maybe it was you. I must have heard that from you.
Could be. I was like, hey, first thing I thought of was, that's a Lion King. We can't do that. Yeah, well, we did it.
I didn't see it, but I will take your word for it. And I did have a note about that. I was going to ask you if it was indeed real people that were chanting. So you answered that question without me even answering it.
Tom and Jim are very real. Yes.
Okay. And we will come back to that chant. Shut up. Shut up. We'll come back to that.
Does it? Oh.
You know what it's going to be?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll get to that. Okay. Okay. So then the intro goes into Russian Girl. Holy fuck, man. Probably it's hard to pick one, but Russian Girl is maybe my favorite Saigon Kick song in the catalog. Now I mentioned earlier that there was a song. I think I mentioned that Russian Girl sounds like another song, and I may have mentioned this 2 years ago. I don't know if you know the song "Sanctified" by 9 Inch Nails.
Yep.
Which was 92. couple years before this. And as soon as I heard Russian Girl, I thought, holy shit, this is Nine Inch Nails sanctified. I don't mean that in a disparaging way, because as I just said, Russian Girl is possibly my favorite song on in the whole Saigon Kick catalog. But just the way that bass kind of builds up to it, the drum, or actually, I guess it starts with drums, and then the bass comes in, and then the guitar kind of starts humming and buzzing in, and it just comes in, and it's got that classic that Phil Varone. Maybe you and I talked about this when we did Water, but he doesn't use cymbals a lot. He's got that, I guess they call it the tribal beat, and it's just a pounding song. Amazing riff. Russian Girl, you came to me, you are my whole entire world, you talk me down from high above. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. And there was something else I was going to say about that. Oh, now I love the bass intro.
Yes.
Good job on you.
Thank you, but it's not me.
Yeah. Who is that?
That is Jason.
That's Jason. How does that work? Now, Jason also played the bass intro on and On, and you play guitar, right?
Yes. Yep.
So how did, forget about On and On for now, and I love On and On, but let's go back to Russian Girl. How did Jason end up playing the bass on this song? Was it a Married to the Demo thing again?
Yep.
Okay.
Because if you find live stuff of me, I play it fine. But he just got into his head that he was married to the demo on it. And I remember it was a real point of contention. Like
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, because I was not happy with the fact that it was just constantly being shot down, meaning the performance. And then finally, Ronnie Lottie sent him out of the room. He said, "Get out," meaning Jason. You're freaking him out, by standing on my shoulder and just, no one can play when you do that, right? And I heard Michael Anthony talk about that recently too. So it's a thing, as I say. I know Beatles, all that, but it's anything when you're trying to get something creative and let it out of you, and someone's waiting for the mistake. You're not gonna. It's not gonna feel cohesive. So Ronnie sent him out, and he said, "Come back in, and we'll hear it." And so he and I spent, I don't know. I knew the song, so it was a couple of takes, and I did it, and brought it back in, and he said, "No, I'll do it." And I remember being just really fucking pissed about it. I was like, you're lurking, waiting to hit me. And finally, Ronnie turned to me and goes, "Look, man, don't take it personally. This happens all the time. But right now," he said, "you played a killer." He's like, "But we could bring Tony Levin in here and have him play it." And he would say no, because he's married. He's so married to the demo. But that one. I'm also the same thing. I'm not playing bass Unafraid for the same reason.
Okay. I was just trying to see if I made a note about anything about that, and afraid, and no, I didn't.
Yep. But after a while, I started just thinking about it. The Beatles all traded and flipped around. So, like, for example, I play guitar somewhere on that record. Maybe on Power Chords on Coming Down or something, but then piano on Victoria.
I think are you credited with piano on this? You're credited with something on Water. Was it piano you were credited for on Water?
I don't know. Could be. I haven't played it.
There was let's see your credit here. No, it's just you just got bass on this one. Okay.
Just say anything about vocal?
No, only bass. The credits are Chris McLernon bass, Pete Dombrowski guitar, Phil Varone drums percussion, Jason vocals, guitar, program.
Yep. Huh. I mean, so what? But it's like with on All Around, that's live.
Yeah, sounds live.
You hear me count it off.
Yep.
And then we go for it. Yeah, that's a Beatle.
Yeah, and Kerry King said recently, maybe a year ago, he played bass on the last several Slayer records.
Oh yeah. I think, speaking of Kiss earlier, and I was playing it, I don't think on camera, as you say, but Kiss's "I Still Love You" off of Creatures of the Night. The bass is played by Eric Carr.
Did I know that or not? I feel like I did, but it seems long forgotten. Well, Ace played bass on Shock Me.
Yep.
And I think he played bass on a couple, on maybe on all of his songs on Dynasty. Bruce Kulick played bass on Domino, and I think a couple of other songs on Revenge and maybe Carnival of Souls. Yeah, I guess that happens all the time. Largely uncredited. I'm not sure why. Maybe does it give a bad impression?
I think yeah. Some people are like, well, the band should only play what the band does.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I remember more than once hearing people that had played on their records that I thought was the original guy and it wasn't. Yeah, and you're kind of,
yeah. How do you feel when you find out?
Depends on what
you feel ripped off, cheated, betrayed.
Well,
Duped?
no, it's kind of a little bit of duped. I think with Kiss, and it's the other one I was thinking was the Scorpions. There's a song called "Longing for Fire," and Greg Chason told me that
sounds totally like a Rush song. By the way, I can't believe how much that song sounds like Rush.
Really?
Oh, I thought it was Rush.
But he claims that Uli Roth played bass on that, not Francis. I'm like, Francis could play it, but sometimes it's just faster. Like with the Ace stuff, I've always maintained that the Dynasty record is outtakes from their solo records.
I kind of talked about that a little bit. I thought, especially Sure Knows Something, totally sounds like it. It sounds like Tonight You Belong to Me or something like that. Yeah, I can totally see that.
Well, and Save Your Love, that's double bass. Save Your Love. That is not Peter. So, but
yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, there's well, Kiss had. Oh my God, how many Kiss players did Ghost have? How many Ghost players did Kiss have starting in Destroyer? I guess, right? What was his name that played the guitar solo in Sweet Pain?
Was Steve Hunter or was it
no.
Dick
Wagner?
Dick Wagner, yeah.
Yeah, and
old school Ezra and Stalwarts.
How many? I think nobody still really knows who played on the studio tracks on Live 2.
Well, because those are also probably demos,
Yeah.
Because Kiss used to have gear set up so they could fly in from anywhere. And right, because that's just the way they did stuff. And they were that big that they could. So they would just jump in and play things and assemble it and whatever and then run back out on the road. So I wouldn't be surprised if any of that stuff that you just mentioned is not the four guys.
Another one I just thought of, a very egregious one. Joey Allen and Eric Turner, I think, didn't play at all on Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich. Or very, very minimal.
They played rhythm, yeah. A guy who played Mike Slamer.
Yeah, I remember that name.
Guitar
he played the leads? He played the solos? Okay.
Yeah, he was a Bo Hill stalwart. So he was in a band called City Boy with Steve from Kansas. What's his last name? Steve
Morris?
What?
Steve Morris?
No. He was in Dixie Dregs.
Oh, I have no idea.
Steve, I don't know. Walsh. So he was in that version of Kansas.
Okay. Was Steve Morris in Kansas?
No.
Who's Steve Morris?
He was in Purple for a while.
And yeah. In one of the later incarnations.
And then he was in Dixie Dregs. And now he was somebody else. He's now by himself again.
Don't know why that name popped into my head. All right. Yep. Yeah, but it happens all the time. These I think I take it a little bit less personally. I don't take it personally, but to me it's much more acceptable when, in this case, if it's a guy who's actually in the band playing. Pearl Jam does it a lot too.
Yeah.
What I guess bothers me a little bit more is when they just bring in outside guys to do it.
Oh yeah.
Especially if it's uncredited. To me, it seems deceitful when you're when you're bringing outside players and then don't credit them. To me, it feels like you're trying to get away with something. If it's somebody in the band, yeah, I understand that. Eddie Van Halen, God, he played. I guess that's who you're referencing earlier in the Michael Anthony thing. He played tons of bass.
Yeah, I think the biggest examples to me of him subbing for Mike is Light Up the Sky,
Mhm.
and Right Now.
Oh, I don't care about that era of Van Halen.
Yeah. But that bass, if you hear that song, because it's on the radio a lot, and that boom, ba-da-doo, I mean, it's vibrato notes, and it's so tight with Alex. It's like, wow, that's got to be him. There's
Yeah,
no
and
way it's him.
I think Eddie also played bass on little guitars, maybe.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Probably many songs.
Again,
Anyway,
because he was there, and he's like, I want it done, and we got to get it out. So that was usually a fact. Because where Mike
well,
lived, Mike was a good 45 minutes, hour away, up in Arcadia.
mm,
So.
well, that was what Kerry King said. He said it's not because it wasn't ego. It wasn't because Tom wasn't good enough. Tom Araya wasn't good enough. He said, I wrote the songs. I've been playing them for months. He said it was just much faster for him to play them on bass than for Tom to learn them and then play them.
Right, Mary did the demo.
But yeah, so it's understandable.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it great, by the way, to talk about Kiss and Van Halen as well as Saigon Kick?
Well, I never thought we'd be in the same company, but it's always nice to hear it together.
Yeah. All right, next song is Killing Ground. This is quite a, it's not a heavy metal song, but it is a heavy song. Some real chug,
Big riff.
big chugging riffs in this one, in the vein of, not that it sounds like, but in the vein of One Step Closer.
Yeah, same tuning.
Oh, okay. I would never have known that, but yeah, I can see that. Yeah, very heavy song. Now, this will be the first song of a couple. And I think you and I have talked about this before. Maybe we talked about this in the Water episode. Something that Jason does, and I know Chuck Billy from Testament does this too. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'll just point out, I actually like it. It's kind of cool. Jason does this thing where he adds a W sound to some words if they start with a vowel. Am I explaining myself properly?
Yeah, I think you are, yeah.
Yeah, like the line in Killing Ground is what's the first line? Just because you're rosy glow, just because they're rosy, the wipes up on your face. And then the second line is accusations sting like thorns while thrust upon your face, dancing on your grace. Anyway, but instead of saying accusations, he says waccusations. Waccusations sting like thorns when. And I'll bring that up, I think, for a few other songs too.
Wow.
I've always noticed that, and Chuck Billy does that too. I like it. I think it's kind of cool. I guess it's just a mouth movement thing. It, just instead of saying accusations, maybe it sounds too harsh. So waccusations, maybe it just sounds a little softer. It's maybe something that Jason isn't even aware of, but it's something that I've always made.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of it, but I've now, having sung a lot more than I used to, definitely hear it in other singers. Like Blackie Lawless does his tail off at seeming like every note, where he just goes "Ay!" and down every time. You listen to that first record, it's like a wang bar in his voice every time.
Yeah, I guess a lot of singers that have these little trademarks. Hetfield with the yeah, or not even the yeah, but just the at the end of who else?
Oh yeah, he'll do an as well, like whatever.
Yeah, just adding a little kind of half syllable there, just to fill it up a little bit.
Yeah, make his point. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Killing Ground. Oh, fantastic.
Great riff. Love that. That I played a red Meridian bass on that one, and I love the bass and I love the guys who make them, but it looked so small on me. I think there's actually a picture of me playing it inside of the record too.
What kind of bass is it called?
It's called Meridian.
Never heard of it.
You will see a green version of a Meridian being played by Chris Squire in the Owner of a Lonely Heart video.
I'm trying to see if there's a pic. No, there's no studio pictures or live pictures in the collage here. Oh, there's one, but no, there's no bass in that picture.
Oh, my apologies.
No. Anyway, no, I've never heard of that. That's the brand?
Yep.
The bass? Oh, never heard of it before.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Pat Badger and Nuno played them for a while. We had those guys on our crew, and I was like, well, can we try one? So JT came down to actually the recording and brought one or two with him, and I played one on Spanish Rain and Killing Ground for
Who's
sure.
JT?
JT Meridian.
Oh, he's the
Namesake.
luthier?
Yep.
Oh, it's his company.
Yep, him and his brother.
Okay.
No.
All right. Next song is the very odd, strange, lovable. God, I'm gonna repeat myself many times. I fucking love Eden. What an incredible song. Probably, yeah, I would say the strangest song on the album, right? Or the standout, the one that
it's the most Peter Gabriel.
Oh, I've never thought of that before. I'm not familiar enough with Peter Gabriel to say, but it is the one that makes you cock your head probably more than the other ones. But again, a very, very top favorite of mine. Now I wanted to ask you the piano melody, and there is something else I want to ask you about. You probably know what it is. The piano melody. Dun, 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 dun. Now you've told me that sounds like
Freeway Jam.
Okay, Jeff Beck, right?
And Jan Hammer, yes. To me.
Yeah, now what I always thought it sounded like was On Broadway by the Drifters.
Oh, wow, I've never thought of that one.
The same melody. Dun, 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 on Broadway. Dun, 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 dun. I always thought that.
Wow, yeah, I never thought of that one.
Yeah, funny how we hear different things. And was Jason aware of the Jeff Beck homage?
No. I told him, like, you can't do that, man. It's right from it. He's like, what song are you talking about? And I played it for him, and the look of horror on his face was,
He knew?
No, he had no idea.
No, but after you pointed it out to him, did he go, oh, yeah, that is similar?
Yeah.
Okay. And was he a Jeff Beck fan?
No. I had no idea.
Funny how that works.
It's like I remember Pete Townsend talking about, I think they're called the 1975. They did a song that sounded a lot like Bob O'Reilly. Same kind of chord. Bow, bow, bow. And some smarty fucking journalist said, are you going to sue him? And Pete said, no, they found the same chords I did.
Yeah. Now, speaking of that those chords in Bob O'Reilly, Dio, Hungry for Heaven.
Yeah, same
thing.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. I only realized that maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I listened to that song, Hungry for Heaven. I thought, holy shit, I've heard the song for 35, 40 years, and I never thought it sounded like, you know what? Just this morning, a few hours ago, before we started, I listened to Lonely is the Word from Heaven and Hell.
Ooh.
And towards the end of that song, we're getting off topic here, but this is good because it's Black Sabbath. Towards the end of the song, during the solo and the outro, note for note, Stairway to Heaven.
Wow.
Okay, now, I texted a friend of mine, a guy who's like, to me, he's the real hair metal guru, or the real metal guru, my good friend Kevin Montavon. And I pointed that out to him. He said, wow, I've never noticed that before. And I said, yeah, me neither, but I listened to it today after 40-something years. The part in Stairway to Heaven as it leads into, so as you wind on down the road, yeah.
Yep, yeah.
That's exactly in Lonely is the Word. I never noticed it until today.
Wow.
Go listen to it. I think you would agree.
All right, I will.
Yeah,
by the way, I would also like to point out, notice that the Ozzy thing, which was fantastic, and I loved it, but everybody was doing this. That, that is not Ozzy. This was Ozzy.
Yes. Well,
you got the wrong Sabbath singer.
That's true, but I mean, this has become so
ubiquitous
and so,
Yep.
Yep.
But I just thought all the irony, all the like, it had to be killing Ozzy because he knew the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is not Gene Simmons either. This was Gene Simmons.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yep.
So he claims he held his pick with the thumb. I think that was
Yeah.
what Gene said.
Sure.
I know, something like that. Yeah. I don't believe a word out of Gene's mouth.
No.
Loving the music, but his words are questionable sometimes. And something else I wanted to ask about Eden, the piano that I mentioned earlier, is that a real piano?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Jason, I assume?
Might have been me.
Oh, okay.
Might have been me. And also, that one live, the bass is so off time, the bunk that I couldn't sing my typical match Jason during the verses thing, so Pete had to sing it for me live. So because Pete's part was just one sing, I was like, yeah, dude, you got to sing that for me, because there is no way I'm going to go bonk, dunk, 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 and try to sing "Feel Girls Run Down the Street." No way.
Yeah, and it sounded great live. Like, I mean, when I hear the studio version of it, it doesn't seem like, oh, they can't play this live. It sounds to me, as a non-musician, I thought it sounds too complex to play live. There's too much the piano and everything. No, I thought it sounded great live, and yeah, that it's kind of at least during the verses, I guess it's kind of bass driven. Yeah, three little girls, they run up the street, they're beginning to dance for all to see, wanting for something that they can't find, so they shift their hips and begin to grind, singing, oh.
Yeah, I think I sang live. I sang, oh.
I remember, yeah, there is definitely a bit of that, because I remember you sing it. You're making the like, oh, I got to really strain to hit that note, boy, that face. Yes, I remember that now.
I can still make the face.
Yeah, what a great song Eden is. And then I guess the choruses are a little bit more traditionally Saigon Kick, a little bit
Yep,
I don't know, more hard rock. I don't know. But yeah, Eden is fucking awesome.
We were supposed to do a video for that song, but it didn't happen.
Do you think it would have made a difference?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. As much as I love it, think of how that kind of music was at the time. I can't imagine people liking that song.
I think if they would have had a visual that went with it, for one, that would have helped. And two, as I'm quick to point out, it's a big world out there. So where we were popular in Asia, that would have definitely helped. I mean, we had a video for the one, but we had to, if we would have had two, it would have made a difference for sure.
I'm going to talk about the one as well, the last song on the album. All right, so next is Going On, which we talked about earlier. This is a writing credit to you musically. Now, musically, it reminds me of Salvation from
the Bits and Pieces record, whatever that is.
Yeah, Moments from the Fringe, which was like a collection of demos and release songs like that. Now, I don't know if that's a bias, because I know that you wrote Salvation. I thought, oh, okay, Chris also wrote Going On, so that's probably why. I don't know if it's just that. Do you think you, as the writer, do you think there's some similarities between Salvation and Going On?
Yeah, I mean, they're both kind of vibey, but I think what's more important or more obvious to me is the fact that Jason seemed to like that style of writing that I did. I think it filled in a God of 42nd Street hole that he didn't often. Like when we would sit down and pack all the songs together, it seemed like the ones he picked of mine were either a quirky one, like So Painfully, or a vibey one, for Going On or Salvation. Like, I remember him saying at the time, it sounds kind of Pink Floyd. And I was like, that's like the last thing I've ever gone for. But again, you don't know what someone hears when you throw something in their lap. You have no idea.
Yeah, the liner notes of Moments from the Fringe, I guess obviously it's Jason who wrote them. He said that Salvation was has a Pink Floyd vibe. I never did and still don't know anywhere near enough Pink Floyd to make that comparison, but I'll take Jason's words.
Yeah. But what I like about that song is my fretless bass playing. Again, the nerd comes out, So that was because fretless bass is hard.
Well, you have no frets to guide you.
You have no exactly. So you better get it right. So that I was very proud of getting that all right. And I think I played everything on that one except for the drums and Jason's vocal.
Oh, okay. You play guitar on that one too, on Going On?
No. For Salvation. Sorry.
Oh, Salvation. Okay.
Going On,
Yeah,
I may have played acoustic guitar on that one, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to check the notes.
yeah, it's a beautiful song, very acoustic, not quite a ballad. I call it ballad adjacent.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Beautiful song, Going On.
Yeah, apparently that was going to be a single as well. If Eden had done well, we were going to go to that one for the next one. But well.
I mean, I'm not John Kalodner or Tom Zutaut or Jason Flom or any of these guys, but I feel like that would have been a better choice for a single. What do I know? Yeah, here I sit alone on the pointless throne, hiding from the light, shadows create one. Now I've become undone. I love Going On.
Thank you.
Next is Everybody. This is a fucking awesome little quirky, weird Nirvana-ish song. The very first time I heard this song, I thought, wow, that really sounds like Nirvana. And I played it for a friend of mine who had never heard Saigon Kick before, but he loved Nirvana. I said, let me play the song. Tell me who it sounds like. Immediately he said, sounds like Nirvana. Do you agree?
Kind of. I think it's
the guitar anyway.
Yeah, we were both drawing from the same well, as I like to say.
Mm-hmm.
They probably heard the same things that we did, and because to me it sounded very, believe it or not, kind of that mid to late '80s British punk, like GBH and
Discharge,
Killing Joke, yeah. Some Nirvana in there, but it's like I didn't hear that one. Oh my God, don't, because I was definitely the quality control for don't do that. It's stealing,
Too much?
Yeah, and I didn't hear that on this one, so I thought it was fine. I love the bass and drums on that song.
Something, a couple of things that I want to point out about this song. This has another example of Jason's W. Not everybody, he says everybody's doing time.
I love it. I gotta listen for that. That's great.
And I love it's especially noticeable at the end, the outro, but also I guess during the song. And I don't have the musical knowledge or terminology to explain it, but that kind of staggered, kind of slight pause, like the ending of the song, once, and then twice, three, ends on four. I don't know what that's called, but I fucking love it.
That's called The Band Wants to Amuse Themselves.
There's no technical terminology for it.
I don't think so, but for us, it's a matter of I can guarantee that would have been a Phil Varone. Do it once, and then you're watching him. He's going to go for two. Well, what's that?
Okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that's all Phil.
and something I haven't mentioned yet is how much I'm a heavy metal guy, so of course I love guitar solos. But I sometimes am kind of amazed when I hear people. You mention a song, they say, oh, I love the solo in that song. And I think, how does the solo go? I can't even think of it. Some people just maybe my first thing is the lyrics. But yeah, as I was listening to this, I thought, fucking every solo, it just sounds amazing. This one especially I love. And this is one, I don't know if you remember who played it. This is one, if there's anything that I would guess that, it's not that I would recognize it as Pete, because I don't know what Pete sounds like. To me, this is the most un-Jason sounding solo.
I'd have to hear it again. I haven't heard that one in a while.
I could be wrong. I'm not saying that it's Pete's.
By the way, live, and you can find this out there, Jason and Pete would do this interlude, I guess, from the song called Jet to Jet by Alcatraz.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a shred guitar 101. And we do that, I don't know, 16-bar section, and then just drop right into Everybody.
Just like a little improv in the middle of it, a little. Okay.
So,
Oh, cool.
so for the people who were, at that point saying, "Oh, we're just this and we're a hair band, whatever," it's like, yeah, watch these two fuckers play, because they were just that good together.
You know
And
what?
neither of them had an ego about it. Neither of them. They're just like, sure, you do it, whatever. I remember just looking at them going, good God, I can't play like that.
And where did Alcatraz come from?
They're both Engbe fans.
Oh, Jason, I could see because it was because of his association with Jeff Scott Soto.
Yep.
I've never heard of Jason being an Ingve fan. I'm a little bit surprised at that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We used to do I'll See the Light Tonight at soundchecks too.
Really? Wow, that's like the only Ingve song I can name.
Yeah, find Jet to Jet.
Jet to Jet.
Yep. It's with Graham Bonnet on vocals. And there's this middle section that just shreds before the regular guitar part starts. And then when Jason and Pete used to do that live, I used to just watch them because it was one of those things that I'm in a band with both these guys and they're that good. I'm going to learn something, I hope. But they were just too good. I couldn't keep up.
And as we were talking about this, I do remember I mentioned this earlier that I do have a video of everybody on my YouTube channel from that Minneapolis show.
Yeah, I know.
I remember visually Jason during that last part that he was. I just remember him kind of flicking his head back like that. Yeah, that visual just came to me.
He wasn't flicking his hair, I'll tell you that.
No, definitely not. Maybe that was just an instinct, like Gene's, still doing the tongue and everything after he had the makeup off. It was just
on the Lick It Up video, which is hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh, so bad.
Yeah, when he's got his chin tucked down in his chest and he's walking along like this and
thinks he has the boots on.
It is bad. Yeah, I think All Hell's Breaking. They're the same video, really, right? All Hell's Breaking Loose.
Oh,
and
they
Look It
probably
Up.
filmed at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. Yeah, they're pretty much the same video, kind of post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
I think was what they called it in
dystopian kiss. Yeah, great. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody, fantastic. They're all fantastic. I'm going to say it again and again.
Thank you.
Next, oh my God, you know what? Hey, it's another fantastic song called Spanish Rain. Oh man, this is
I will take credit for this one.
Really? In what musically you're talking about?
There's a few on the record that I specifically fought for and pulled out of the demo pile and said we have to do this one. So it was Spanish Rain. We did it. Jay brought it. It was demoed. He brought it out demoed, and he played the famous, white Chet Atkins. It's in Love Is on the Way, and he's playing. I'm going, this song, like, chop that in half, chop that part gone. Make these two parts. So I arranged it and got it down to where it felt like a song. It didn't feel like just an idea kind of strung along and him just repeating himself, because I heard the cool parts in it, but I was like, I didn't want to be inundated by them. So, and then that's where Pete came in and said, what are you playing? And Jason would play his part. So Pete would find the inversion. And for those of you playing along at home, here's a guitar. So if the song's in B minor, this is 2 down half step. So that would be Jason's part. This would be Pete's part. So now heard separately, not so much. Played together by those two, sounds like a piano. It's killer. Love it. Also, that was one of the rare songs I was having trouble with because there was no vocal to guide me. So I kept fucking up. I kept swearing, just yelling, fuck, as loud as I could. Unfortunately, blowing Mr. Verone's personal take of it. Like, he fills a machine, gets in and plays it right every time. Well, finally, it's one of the rare moments that Phil got mad at me. He's like, will you stop yelling that you made a mistake? Just shut up and we'll get through it. Okay, cool. So I did that, and then, of course, I played it right. So, way to go, McLernon.
For fucking up his take, yeah?
Yeah. Well, and that's at the beginning of So Painfully, which is coming up. We were doing the Spinal Tap. We can't play because your fucking wives here, right? So that's why you hear me yelling. That's what I was yelling, and we had to cut it. We had to cut fuck out of there because it would have met.
I was going to say I don't remember that. That starts with there's a drum a count in, right? The drumstick count in.
Yeah, But you should. There's something. I'm yelling something, but the whole thing was you can't play because your fucking wife's here, and she was. And it was not that at all. It was like I'd gotten him drunk at dinner.
Oh, okay.
Because I had broken my hand at dinner punching.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah. And another thing about Spanish Rain, again with the solo, incredible. It's acoustic guitar solo, and there's like a little, I don't know what you call it. It's not a solo, I guess like a lick between the end of the first chorus, "The love we made never was again," and then there's a little in that little interlude between the end of "The love we made never was again" to the first line of the next verse, which is "Soon came the sun." There's that little, I don't know if it's a lick or a solo acoustic. Love it. Can't get enough of Spanish Rain. That is one that I thought, again, playing the A&R guy,
yeah,
oh my God, this has got hit all over it. But in 1995, I'm not sure. And also, Saigon Kick is a ballad band, right? Because they had "Love Is On the Way" and then "I Love You," and now what? One more ballad. Maybe in a previous time, maybe if this had come out in place of "Water," or even in place of "Lizard," at some time, Spanish Rain should have been, and I hate this, should have been huge. Or, I agree. Very cliche, but I feel like maybe more than anything on this record, Spanish Rain should have been heard by millions of people.
Yep, I agree. Well, again, it was one of the ones I fought for, because I think Jason just does not get close to his own songs. So you just be like, whatever. It's a song. It's one I wrote. It's no more special than the other. Now, I know this sounds funny, but the song did very well in France because we had a really good record company guy named Olivier Garnier, and Olivier fought for that one to be released as a single as well and did well. So it should have. But I mean, part of my career is woulda, shoulda, coulda is, right there, and might as well put it right next to my name on my tombstone.
Yeah. And I just remember. Sorry, go ahead. You're going to say something?
Yeah, I think those little bits you're talking about are Pete.
Oh, really? The little acoustic licks?
Yep.
Okay. And a callback to what I mentioned earlier in the intro, the chanting in the intro, which is I don't think that's the word. Shut up. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Now in Spanish Rain, as far as I know, as far as I can hear, it sounds like the exact same melody, but instead of "shut up," it's "I like tonight."
Yes.
I like tonight. Is it the exact same melody?
Yeah, it's supposed to play off the lyric at the time. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and who's singing that? It's not the Morris guys, is it?
Yep.
It is them again.
It's them again.
Yep. Oh, my ears are not failing me.
Nope.
All right, I feel very validated that I've known that I've kind of suspected that for 30 years.
Yep. Now, the other person who might have been in on some of those vocals as well would be Ronnie Lottie, who was our kind of co-producer / engineer / sneaky singer. He sang
not to be confused with Ronnie Lott.
No.
Okay.
Or Christine Lottie.
I don't know who Christine Lottie is.
Yeah, she's a actress. You know if you saw her.
Okay. So Ronnie Lottie you think he was in there too?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he was kind of the magic button for the band to hit if we wanted really cool vocals, because he just thought that way. He put them on there and made the song sound special by his addition.
Mm-hmm. And Ronnie Lottie helped on. He was involved in Water too, right?
Lizard, Water, and Devil.
Yes. Oh, Lizard too. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's Spanish Rain, man. That more people should have heard that song. It's just such a very clean. I said this before about Going On. It's just a beautiful song.
Yep. Yeah, I love it. Again, I fought for it for a reason.
All right. And then what often follows up a beautiful song like that is more aggressive, a heavier song, Flesh and Bone. Oh my God. Always reminded me of Wherever I May Roam by Metallica. That kind of intro, whatever, I don't know what kind of sound effect that is, like a flangey effect or something. And then what instrument is it? The tin 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 tin. Is it a synthesizer?
Yeah, it's from I think it's from a Korg M1.
Okay. All right. And then, when the drums come in.
Yeah, Phil did that on purpose because he liked that intro, meaning from Metallica.
Again, you're really validating everything for me. Thank you. I always caught that. I thought, yeah, man, that's really, really, I wouldn't say a ripoff, a tribute to it. I thought, man, this is really, really reminiscent of Wherever I May Roam.
And the bass line is from it's U2. I think Bolt the Blue Sky. So if I'm not
what U2 song?
Bolt the Blue Sky.
I know the title. I know the song. I can't remember it.
Yeah, they had to play it for me. So I was like, Jay was like, do it like this. I was like what? And he tried to show me by playing. I was like, it's not catching. So he said, then we found it. I don't know how, because this was in the days before YouTube and just find a song and play it for someone. So I forget how they finally got it through to me, but that was definitely a multitude of influences on that one. I like that one. We opened a lot of shows to that song.
Oh, I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised. That would be a good opening song.
Yeah, because it's a badass rhythm. Again, Jay's doing his progression or his prog thing now, but I'm a big fan of the Beatles riff. The guy can write a great big riff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear more of him.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of chug in this one too. A little bit of a kind of a gallopy thing there.
Yep.
And I will give 3 examples of Jason with his W. I think the first word or the first word for sound of each word of I think each line in the verses, it's not I don't see the sensing going on. It's why don't see the sensing going on. And I just brought the serpent home tonight. Brought the serpent home tonight. And not, I don't know if I'm wrong, right? Why don't know if I am wrong or right. Yeah, 3 examples of the Jason Bieler W.
Wow.
Yep.
I like that a lot.
And great solo in this one too. I kind of keep forgetting to point that out because I could point out for pretty much every song, but man, Flesh and Bone is just a killer song.
Yeah,
I love all all the sides of Saigon Kick, these heavier ones like this and One Step Closer and Killing Ground. But man, I also can't get enough of Spanish Rain and Going On and I Love You. All right, next is Sunshine. Now you mentioned this earlier. You called it vibey, right? Sunshine. Yep. Yeah, I didn't say vibey, but I did say it's light, breezy, happy, and kind of a bright sounding song. Maybe because it's called Sunshine.
There you go.
I love that kind of, especially in the chorus. And I could never, after 30 years of listening to this, I can still never get the chorus right because the vocals kind of overlap each other, right? Jason is singing one line, and then when he gets halfway through it, the next line comes in and they're overlapping each other. Yep. I love it, but it drives me nuts that I can't sing it.
No. And if you could, you'd have to be like those Kyoto monks.
Well, I wouldn't be able to sing it well. I don't mean I can't sing in terms of my voice. I mean in terms of because it's 2 things. There's too much overlap. But yeah, that's another. It's not ballad, but it's just a very, very nice, beautiful, lovely song. Sunshine.
Yeah. That is, as a bass player, that is my favorite bass line I've ever done. Is that one?
Let me think of the bass.
Played on a Meridian, by the way.
Oh, that bass that you mentioned earlier.
The red one.
I'm trying to think of the bass in Sunshine.
Funnily enough.
Oh, it's kind of funky, no?
Yep. Let's see if I get it.
Yeah. I get it now. I've got a grip on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Some.
I was listening to a lot of Duran Duran at that time.
Really, John Taylor.
One of my favorites. Yep. So, but that one was another demo that I fought for because all Jason had on it was that you can hear the keyboard in the verse, the bam, 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 bam. It was that, a drum machine in his vocal, and that's it on a demo. So Pete and Jason came up with the acoustic guitar intro.
Yeah, very nice.
And then everything else got added from the original demo. It is unrecognizable, not unrecognizable because you can hear Jason sing, but it is definitely not the same song from the demo to the record. That one that was married to the demo, that was all construction in the studio.
Yeah, I don't know if it's part of the bass or if it's something extra, what it is, or maybe I don't know how to explain it properly, but there's some kind of weird, almost like a flangey sound.
That's the keyboard.
It is the keyboard? Okay.
Yep, as the keyboard originally, that sound, again, on the M1, it's like an orchestra strike with a flangey kind of keyboard underneath it.
And this is another one. I mean, I could say this about quite a few songs, going back to the A&R thing. I mean, some of these songs are just so catchy, and nobody heard them, or very few people, relatively few people heard them. Yeah, they need a home.
I agree.
Or they needed a home.
I agree.
They would have been a hit at some point for somebody. I don't know. Next is Victoria, which is, to me, there's like the trilogy of Chanel, Sentimental Girl, and Victoria. Very, very quirky song. We talked about this earlier. Kind of the kind of jazzy, but very, very contrasting. The music is very kind of jazzy and light, and then the lyrics are pretty gory, a little bit gruesome.
Yeah, very Charles Adams.
Who's Charles Adams?
Adams Family, the original cartoonist.
Ah, okay. Victoria knew that the end. Oh no, that's the chorus. What's the opening line? Victoria said she'd be better off dead than discovered.
Yeah.
She hid in a room with the razor sharp words of the end. Where'd she go wrong is she shot a good friend of her mother, and as quick as it seemed, the results were extremely grotesque.
Yes.
Victoria knew that the end was coming soon, and she prayed for a soul-saving saint. She knew all too well she'd soon be in a cell for all of her life's living days. Come on. I love Victoria. Very quirky. I loved all those songs. Chanel, Sentimental Girl, and Victoria. Victoria is probably my favorite of that. What I call the trilogy, the girl trilogy.
By the way, back to what was it?
Sunshine?
Or no, maybe I guess in Victoria. Yes.
Oh, back. Go ahead.
Where he says, "Get that biscuit."
Get that biscuit.
That's just before the solo, yeah.
Oh, is that what he says? It's a little improv, a little ad lib.
Yep.
I thought he was saying like get Christian or something like that. Really that's not in the lyrics, is it?
Nope. It's from Harry Connick Jr. Get that biscuit.
Get that biscuit.
For the dogs, yeah.
Get that biscuit. Ah, really? Oh, wow. That's that I never really. You and I have talked, I think, for quite a few years, or about some Motorhead ad libs.
Yeah, and there's something I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah, and this was one like that. Yeah, it wasn't causing me to lose sleep or anything, but I know exactly what it is. Yeah, right before the solo. I thought he said like get that biscuit. Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what Lemmy says in "Killed by Death."
Yeah, we talked about that. I don't know what it is.
It's like get up, get off, get out, something like that.
Oh, yeah, he screams it. It's not really like a Lemmy. He screams.
No, it's a great one.
Yeah. There are some mysterious Lemmy ad libs. Next is Afraid.
That was built around a sound in what was called these Zoom units. They were getting these guitars.
All right. Now, I had written maybe kind of something like that. I had written that it's a guitar loop. It sounds like something looping.
Yeah, it's not. He's playing it. He or Pete, one of the two.
Okay.
But yeah, it is based on that sound, and the sound was an echo, a delay. So you had to play it in time. So a couple times we had to stop it because you were just you get a time with it because you're in your own head, you're getting ahead of it or whatever. Because if you don't play it right in time, it kind of ruins the whole vibe of the song. And
Yeah.
I still love Phil's intro and his drums on that song. Just
Dun,
amazing.
dun, 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 dun,
Like when it really starts, boom. I mean, he's got just. I said at the time, and it still holds. He sounds like an octopus.
It's like what?
He sounds like an octopus. Uh-oh, you froze.
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened there. We went black for a few seconds. Okay, you said it. It reminded you of what?
An octopus.
Oh really? Okay, just he was playing so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, now you know what? I should have started this at the beginning. I'll try to go back when we finish the track by track. I want to go back just quickly, song by song, and know which songs were played live. I should have done that as we did them, but we'll do that at the end instead of starting on track 11. Yeah, I think "Afraid" is another one of those. You called them like a vibey song, like "Sunshine." And another one that, man, it's just so melodic. Yeah, "Colors" is another one.
That's my favorite Saigon Kick song, by the way.
Colors?
Colors, yeah.
Really? And that was before you were around.
Yep.
Can you see the colors changing inside tomorrow's skies? Yeah, it's a great song. I love the acoustic version. I love it more, but it's also excellent.
Yep. Yeah. It's my favorite.
But yeah, "Afraid" I feel is another one. It's so melodic. And nobody heard it. "In Danger of a Crash." "I Never Lie." And I love Jason's lyrics too. "I was alive 7 years ago. I never died. Let my spirit show. You took away things that I adored, and I won't let it stand in my way." Yeah, man. "Afraid" is just unbelievable. Next, we're on your solo writing credit. "So Painfully." To me, this is the most, as I mentioned earlier, Eden is like maybe the most kind of quirky. I think "So Painfully" is the most like hard rock.
Yeah.
You think that's true?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to write, believe it or not, a Nirvana song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I like their harder edge stuff.
Okay.
I mean, the hits are great, and Heart Shaped Box, and the biggie, Teen Spirit. But I wanted something that's a little straightforward, and I think it only has 2 parts, really, and then it has this big Queen guitar solo. All of a sudden, like, where'd that come from? But intentional.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. So it's probably truer to the fact that I was probably trying to write more of a Queen song than a Nirvana song. But it's got these huge vocals and kind of the musicians out there will be going, I know what he's talking about. Another flat 5 in my writing. I have no idea why.
Yeah, I think to me, if "So Painfully" had been on the debut record, it would have been kind of typical of what that album sounded like. But I feel like on "Devil in the Details," it stands out more as a hard rock song.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. Oh, and I think if I've got the musical terminology correct, there's a key change in the last chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I like.
Again, like Colors.
Oh yeah, I hadn't noticed that. I sometimes need that pointed out to me. I don't often notice it on my own. Yeah, I like that. And something else I've written here. For me, the backing vocals on this seem very complex.
There. Well, again, which I wanted. Because I knew, at that point, Phil wasn't singing, but he could. But Pete, Jason, and I, along with Ronnie, could cover anything. So we did.
And why wouldn't Phil sing? He just
didn't want to.
Really? No, I would think it would be the opposite. I would think most musicians they want to have as much attention as they can get.
Well, yeah, and typically drummers do. And there's a long-standing tradition of lead singers who were drummers. Janie Lane, Jamie St. James, Steven Tyler. So
I didn't know Jamie St. James. Oh, of course, yeah, he played Peter Criss in Cold Gin, of course.
Exactly.
No. Yeah, he did, right?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, so that's it for So Painfully. Next is Edgar, which is Edgar Allan Poe. Very, to me, this is a little bit like, what was the other song? I can't remember. Was it Eden? I can't remember. But the contrast between
Flesh and Bone.
song, yeah, the verses are kind of soft and acoustic, and then the choruses are quite heavy. Excellent contrast in Edgar.
Yep. Yeah, I love this one. Again, this is my second favorite bass line because it is so dissonant. There's nothing about this bass line that makes any sense melodically, and I really like that because it's Poe. It's supposed to be nasty and dark and ugly. So
yeah, choruses are for sure.
That's why in the lyrics, because I wrote out all the lyrics in my handwriting. We were going to do that on Water, but someone ixnayed that one, so I came back in on a Devil, kind of like an extension of the Lizard. You know, just the handwritten lyrics.
Yeah, I wish I still had my original copy, as I mentioned earlier, because on the German version, they're not.
Are just printed?
Yep.
Yeah. So, but I wrote it out like a letter, so I thought it was me being clever.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it is a letter, right? Dear Uncle Edgar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another one. I think. Now, I didn't write a note about that, but as I say, dear Uncle Edgar, did he say, "Wow, I miss you so"? Does he do the W there? Wow, I miss you so. How I miss you.
No, it's
So.
how. No, it's how.
Yeah, it is how I miss you know. But I'm trying to think if he had the "Wow, I miss you so."
Yeah. No, it's how. He says it how. He gets the H out.
Okay, it's how. Yeah, and yeah, man, the verse of that song are very, very heavy. They don't know about the razor's edge or how it burns when it strikes the flesh. We all want a taste of something new. Believe in lies and your dreams come true. Is that what it is? The last line?
I think so, yeah.
Lies and your dreams
Yeah,
come true.
I always like that one from the second.
And then it goes immediately into more. It really shifts between light and dark, or heavy and soft.
Yeah. Again, like Colors. That's a very Colors song.
Ah, yeah, you're right. I never yeah, I'd never noticed that before. I can hear that immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call. And then the last song on the regular version, we've got 2 bonus tracks, but on the regular version, the last song is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's you counting in.
As John Lennon.
All around. Ah, really? Was that like a little homage?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
A little nasally sound there.
Scouse. Yep. Get the nasal thing because it's a port town, so everything smells. That's why you get the nasal in there.
Ah, what about the you know, I didn't know this until relatively recently, 10 years ago maybe, the Lemmy's count in on all the aces, is it? Eins, Bein, Drei, Bier. Eins, Bein, Drei is 1, 2, 3, 4. I had no idea. Until
wow.
Maybe 10 years ago. Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's funny because the Ramones count Blitzkrieg Bop in the same way.
Oh, well, that's maybe which would have come first?
Oh, Blitzkrieg Bop.
Yeah, that was 70s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, Lemmy was a big Ramones fan, obviously. Maybe he got that from the Ramones.
Probably got it from Dee Dee, who was indeed German and born there and was an Air Force brat. So probably got it from Dee Dee.
And did I get the song right? Was it All the Aces?
What's What's All the Aces on?
Bomber.
Bumba.
I'm gonna make your toenails curl. Gonna show you what I'm all about. I'm really into long leg girls. What song is that? It's that one.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna make your toenails curl.
I think you're right though. It is on Bomber.
Yeah, but I think it's not All the Aces.
It's not I'll Be Your Sister.
No, definitely not. It's a fast song.
Yeah, that one's kind of that mid-range Motorhead boogie.
Tear You Down. That's what it is. Tear You Down. I'm gonna tear you down. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Tear You Down. Last song. No, second last song, I think.
All right, now I
Bomber is the last one. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, all around it's fast, aggressive, it's punky. It's another one that it doesn't sound like, but it's in the same vein as What Do You Do from the first album.
Yep.
A lot of attitude on this song.
Again, another one I fought for because I was like, it's a great song, let's do it. Because the original version does not have a vocal on it. It just has guitar and drums. Meaning at the original demo. Yeah. So a lot of these songs, I'm thinking about them now. I like them better because they weren't developed enough. Like some of the stuff, like Russian Girl, that allowed Jason to become married to the demo. Like there's a lot of these that were just more of a sketch, and then the band worked them out, which was unlike how it is now, where he just gets everything in his head and he's got to get it out.
This doesn't seem like a Jason song. I know it is. I know he wrote it, but it doesn't seem like his. It doesn't have the Jason Chef's kiss to it.
No, I would say this is more me and Phil.
Okay.
Pushing for it, and also with Pete, who he did the guitar solo in this, and he was so mad because he thought it sucked.
And one take. Was it because this song was played live, right?
Yeah.
I don't mean you played it live in concert, but when it was recorded, was it one take?
One shot, yeah.
Including the solo, or was the solo dubbed in on top?
Solo was dubbed in, and here's why. Because we didn't want to lose that other guitar that is going on. We want two guitars blasting all the
time. So Pete and Jay. So if they had played it live, one guitar would have had to drop out.
You got it. So, but we went into the control room with Pete, who got out his wah-wah, and we said, just go. And we'll just see what you get. And it was perfect as it is, the one we kept. And Pete was so mad because no, I can do better. And Ronnie Lottie was like, no, it's punk, leave it alone. So Beeler happened to be outside playing NBA Jam because that's what we did in the spare time in the studio. And I said, come here, you got to hear it. And he comes in, and Pete's like, no, I'll redo it. It's not good enough. And Jay's just like, well, let's hear it. So he hits play. Ronnie hits play, and Jay takes one listen and goes, perfect, leave it alone.
That is almost word for word like, I don't know if you know this story. Do you know how much of a Pantera fan are you?
Oh, pretty. Mark Ferrari was a big part of getting them signed, so I'm a big Pantera fan.
Do you know, are you familiar with Goddamn Electric?
No, I love it.
All right, it's the second song on Reinventing Steel, and Kerry King played the solo on it. And exact same story. He recorded it. This is when Pantera was in Ozfest in, I guess, 2000. And they wanted Kerry King to play the solo. And so they played it. Kerry King played it backstage, one take. I think Dimebag was in another room, and he heard it from the other room. And Kerry King wanted to do it again, and Dimebag was something like this, was like holding the door shut, saying, "No, don't let him play it again. That's it. That's one take. That's what I want." Exact same thing.
Yep. Oh yeah.
He said, "Don't fucking let him play it again."
Nope. Do not. And Pete was mad.
Oh, really?
But dude, it's like Ronnie kept saying, it's punk, it's punk, it's punk. And it sounded right.
Yeah. I don't recall the solo. That's one I'll have to, as I said, I don't always.
It sounds like he's getting out of control.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That would fit the song, but yeah.
It's a great solo. And Pete might think differently about it now. I don't know. But then he was not happy.
Yeah, I mean, it was 30 years ago. It's not, it didn't make a difference in anybody's life. So,
right, exactly.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, so that was the last song of the regular edition. So now the two bonus tracks, which are on the German version.
The Deutsch version.
Huh. Yes. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. So the first of the bonus tracks is Sky is Falling. Could have easily, this is one, as we talked earlier, this easily could fit on the record. This is a real kind of hard rock, whatever you want to call it, much more in the vein of Killing Ground and
Flesh and Bone, Edgar.
Yeah, Flesh and Bone, much more than So Afraid Afraid. or Sunshine, something like that. Very, very hard rock, very riffy.
Yep.
Kind of a weird contrast. The and then what is that? Was Jason playing that together? I don't know if I can explain. So the riff is and then there's that extra little dent. Was he playing that, or
No,
was that added?
I think that got added in a sampler in the MPC 60.
Yeah, I thought it sounded like it was added extra.
Now remind me, does the beginning of it have a glass breaking or no?
No, it's just it comes right in with the music right away.
Okay, because it had initially the demo had this really cool little glass breaking that was in time.
No. The album version is just right into the song, and it's a great song. Also, again, just catchy, but also really, really riffy too.
Oh yeah, that was. I know I played. I think it was synth bass and regular bass on that one. And I think we had
synth bass. Yeah, I can. I wouldn't have asked about that, but yeah, I can hear that for sure.
I think the verse is synth bass and the chorus is bass, or vice versa.
The bass is kind of like to me, it sounds like it's rolling. It has kind of like a motion. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like this was. I'm sure it was never played live. I feel like as a non-musician, and especially as a non-singer, I feel it could be very difficult to sing live.
Probably, yeah.
Like just the way the lyrics are, they're kind of fast and sung kind of high. Run as fast as I can, but I can't break free in the heat of the night, but they won't break me. And I'm beginning to sweat as they hit the ground. No, I'm beginning to sweat as they hit the ground. As I hear the sounds like that, it seems like it'd be very difficult to sing live.
Yeah, well, it's like with Torture. Once the aptly.
Oh yeah, the kind of back and forth.
Yeah, we had to figure that one out. There were a few lightheaded moments on that tour, just trying to hold the note out. And we were talking about doing it recently, and I said, "How are you going to do that?" Because it was an impossibility in the old days. But I guess he and Jeff did it. But I haven't seen the video from the show, so I don't know how they did it. Like who did the overlay and whatever.
Yeah, I can't seem to haunt you, but you're feeling quite the same. Seasons full of torture, yet your feet can't find the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very difficult. Kind of different registers, right?
Part of it, yeah. It got higher as it went on.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, Sky is Falling is excellent. I was very happy to hear that. This was, as I said, I got this German version, I guess in 98, or I think it was 99. And at that point, I knew about it. I had seen it in magazines or whatever, that there was, and same with the next song we're going to talk about, the last one. And this was when I first heard them, and I was very, very happy to hear them. Especially the last song, the very last song, track 16, it's called The One.
Yep.
This could possibly be my second favorite on the album after, I think Russian Girl has to be number one.
Really?
As I said, Eden, Spanish Rain, Flesh and Bone, Sunshine. So afraid. I keep saying so afraid, just afraid. I'm conflating so painfully with afraid and saying so afraid. Man, the one, I can't get enough of that song. And this is by far, I take back what I said about Eden being the most quirky song or whatever. This is, I think, looking back on it now, this is, I think, where Jason started getting kind of weird. Like when you hear Houston, We Have a Problem, Jason's solo record, and the stuff he does now, I feel like it started with the one. There's really nothing.
Yeah.
It's a very, and again, I love it. It's maybe my second favorite song, but there's nothing, there's no real music on it, is there? It's like, I mean, there's some guitar. It's all programming and synthesizers, and
there's some guitar, and I think Pete played it.
Some guitar during the choruses.
Yep.
Kind of a jangly, almost like a reggae guitar.
Yep. Yeah. This was another one that kind of like, well, we did it basically for Indonesia.
Okay. And sorry, go ahead, Chris. Yeah, I did hear later, you might have sent it to me. I can't remember where I heard it, the original version of it, which was totally different than this version. The original version, I guess it was a demo, was very hair metal, was very power ballady.
Yeah, it was
Very kind of big. It had the piano was much more prominent. I like it, but oh my god, the studio, the final version, this version we're talking about now, is just so much better. And oh, what about the drums? Are there steel drums on here? Do I hear steel drums?
if you do, they're a sample.
Okay. Yeah, because there's something that sounds. To me, the song is very tropical sounding, kind of. Yeah, tropical.
Well, definitely with all the keyboards too. I mean, it definitely became that vibey, reggae, sun's kissed kind of song. And we filmed it in the blazing sun in Bali. And in the video, Pete almost passes out because he's just not used to being that sort of heat, even from Florida. But yeah,
Okay.
he leaned onto me and almost went down.
Yeah, and I was going to ask about the video too. I saw the video, obviously in the internet era, maybe, but I think it was before YouTube. I might have got it from our friend. From where?
Was it on the Moments from the Fringe tape?
No, it was never on there. Nope. Because I had Moments from the Fringe in '97, whenever it came out. But the video, I think I got it from our friend. I won't say his name. I don't think he'd get in trouble. Brian C.
Really?
I think I might have got it from him. Like in 1999, 2000, maybe somewhere around there. Possibly. I remember I had an extremely low, like 240p video, like really, really small. I thought, holy shit, they did a video for this song. It was never really released, only in Germany and maybe Japan.
Well, Indonesia, I mean, because that's where it was.
Yeah, and now, yeah, you know what? Maybe that's also why I feel the song has a tropical vibe to it, was because of the video. I didn't know it was in Indonesia, but yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, it was. We stole that location. It was some Bali temple, and the director told us that we were clear, and we weren't clear. So
Clear, like to use that area.
Yeah. So we found that out later, and that was not the smartest thing to do. They could have thrown us in the pokey.
But, yeah, you might still be there.
Yeah, no shit, right? So we lucked out in that sense. We got out of there, I guess. By the time the guy edited it, we were already home. And then that's when the news broke. So, whoopsie.
Okay. But yeah, no, the one. What did you play on that? Or was there any live bass on that? Or I feel like nothing, right?
No live, nothing except for that one guitar, which was Pete.
Yeah, during the chorus, I think it is.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. There might be big chords on the chorus, but probably not.
I love the one. It's
guy did it. Wasn't it Howard Marks? Was that his name?
I know the name Howard Marks. Who was he? He was associated with Kiss, right? He was a Kiss manager? Or no, that was Howard Glickman.
That's probably why I'm remembering it.
Who's Howard Marks? Maybe he was associated with Kiss. Was he a manager or something?
I think he wrote the book Kiss and Sell, I think.
Ah, you might be right. I have that book downstairs.
It's my favorite book on the industry.
Kiss and Sell. What about Noel Monk, Running with the Devil? Did you read that book?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I think it might have been a little bit exaggerated.
Yes.
Some parts I remember about it.
Did you read Brothers?
What's that? No, I didn't read it. No, I never did.
That's good.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, but I never did get it.
It is, I think it's an expose on the band and the family Van Halen. So that's why, to me, it was kind of fun.
Yeah, from what I understood, it was not like Noel Monk's. It wasn't like when we were in this city, this happened backstage, and then this happened. It's more like a family story, I guess, right?
Yeah. There was. Did you read Noel Monk's Sex Pistols on Tour book?
No interest in Sex Pistols.
The book though is great.
Okay.
So if you read, did you read the Noel Monk book?
Sorry, did I read what book?
The Noel Monk book.
Yeah. I have it downstairs. Yeah, Running with the Devil. Yeah, I bought it. I read it.
And if you feel like it, take a peek at the Sex Pistols one, because it's definitely it's interesting, and it's not like the Van Halen one, because that was only like a 14-day tour.
Did he manage them too? Noel Monk managed Sex
Tour
Pistols?
managed.
Oh, tour manager. Okay.
And then he
Yeah,
was
tour
on.
manager. Yeah, of course.
They were Warner's act, so that's how he got pulled into Van Halen, and all that stuff. But I still, with Noel, I'm definitely still curious as to why they got rid of him.
Yeah, it's not quite clear.
No, and who knows if it ever will be clear. But
well, I mean, there's no one left to talk about. I mean, Ed is gone. Alex doesn't talk to anybody about anything.
Dave, you don't know what he's
Dave,
gonna say.
who knows what's going on with him?
Right.
Michael Anthony doesn't
Probably
really
wants
have
to
too
just
much to say.
past it, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we are done with Devil in the Details. I did have a couple of other things I wanted to point out here. The liner notes are fucking huge, which I always loved. I always appreciated and poured over good liner notes. Look at this. I don't know if you remember, but that's one full page of thank yous from the band collectively. Probably a lot of familiar names to you. And then individually, Phil would like to thank, Jason would like to thank, Chris would like to thank, Pete would like to thank, and then the endorsements you were using back then. Do you remember who were your suppliers for you personally?
What do we ESP for sure.
ESP bases, yep.
Probably D'Addario strings.
No, Dean Markley.
Oh, Dean Markley.
Yeah.
Really? At that point?
Yep.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, Meridian bases. Yes, there it is. Okay.
And,
all right. You had two more. No, two more. Yeah.
Is Trace Elliott on there?
Yes, Trace Elliott Bass Systems, and there's one more endorsement you had. Guitar company.
Okay. Ovation.
Ovation, yeah.
Oh wow, we still had the Ovation stuff. Yeah. That was a bone of contention with me too. And this is a good, I think it's good that I sort of was able to start airing my bones of contention with the band. Jason,
get it out, sludge it out.
Right. Well, as we've both pointed out, he likes to get going, so he doesn't care how you get there, And with acoustic guitars, I thought were always a weak point on Saigon Kick records because they were Ovations just plugged in. It was mostly electric sound. And he had that 12-string that he played on God of 42nd Street. When we played live, he played it. And then we got the endorsement, and we played those too. Those things are not recording guitars. They're live guitars because they're so durable and they don't feed back. They're a live tool. So I was like, dude, we can't. Oh, it's fine. It's like, no, it's not fine. It sucks. We gotta start paying attention to some of our production values. And they're like, nah, it's fine. So Jim Morris came to my rescue. He had a guy whose name was Wes. Shit, what was Wes's last name? He's probably thanked in the thank yous there.
What was his name? Les or Wes?
Wes.
With L? Les?
No, Wes.
Wes with W.
Yeah.
Like Jason with the W. Wes. There's no way. I'm trying to scan for a Wes. No, there's no way I could see it. There's like 18,000 words here.
So, but Wes, and I'll probably remember it. This is one thing with the DBS I will get stuck on. I can get stuck on one word and then remember it in an hour. But Wes had a Takamine acoustic, which was really nice. So Jim said, I've recorded this guitar. I know how it sounds. It plays great. I'll just have Wes bring it in. So he brought it in. And as soon as he popped up a good mic, and Pete, I think, strummed it while we were in the control booth, and we all went, yeah, that's the one. Boom, done. So that's why on that album it finally has real acoustic guitars. So,
well, I didn't know that, but that's why, as I said, what song was it? I said a song sounded really, really clean. Was it Spanish Rain? No, but I've always thought. I mean, I can't tell the difference between the acoustic guitars here and on previous albums, but I've always thought the acoustic guitars sound great.
Yeah, on this record, I was a pain in the ass about it. It's like, come on, let's just make it go right. Let's make it, because I love the sound of acoustic guitars. It's probably because I'm such a big Beatle fan. I'm used to hearing them. So
yeah,
I want to hear them a certain way.
And I do have a couple more things. No, one. Well, no, two more things. I want to do the last thing we'll do is which songs did you play live?
Okay.
But something I noticed when I was looking at this the other day in the credits here, it says it was mastered by. Do you know who mastered it?
It probably should have been Tom Morris.
It was Tom Morris, but then, and I don't know if this is the German version, remastered by Adrian von Ripka. Now I don't know if that sounds like one of Jason's aliases.
It does, but it's not.
Is that a real guy?
Must be.
But why was it remastered?
Well, that way you can generate some revenue for yourselves.
Okay, because now I'm wondering, it may not
technically they're selling technically a different version, from what I'm told.
Yeah, because I don't, as I said, I got rid of stupidly my original version of it once I got the Z German version of it, and so I'm wondering now, is there a difference between the two? I never at any point when I got this, because I've been listening to the regular version for 4 or 5 years religiously. I never noticed the version, but I thought that was kind of peculiar when I noticed this last week. That I thought remastered. That thought that was strange. Yeah, Adrian, what's the guy's name? Adrian von Ripka. Sounds like a. I wish you liked Seinfeld, because I have a great Seinfeld reference to make, and you wouldn't get it. So I'll keep it to myself. It sounds made up.
It does.
Adrian von Ripka.
Sounds like
anything with Bond sounds made up.
It sounds like a hotel, but alias is what it sounds like.
Yeah, when everybody checks in the hotels under aliases.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go through this quickly, track by track. Tell me which songs you played live. Now, the intro, was that ever played over the PA as an intro, or no? Probably not. Okay. Russian Girl was played live. Presumably, no?
No.
Really? You never played Russian Girl live?
Oh, sorry. You could play them like live. I thought you meant in the studio.
No. Live in concert.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, I thought so. Killing Ground? Yes, I'm sure. Eden, we know, was played live. Going On, I'm going to guess no.
I think it was played during some acoustic sets, yes.
Okay.
I think, but I would go with no.
Okay, Everybody, we know, was played live.
Yep.
Spanish Rain, no.
Yes, I was played live, but only in France during acoustic sets.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
Sound good.
Flesh and Bone had to have been played live, yeah?
Opening number.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that. Right, of course. Sunshine, probably not.
Nope.
Too difficult.
Yeah, way too much going on.
Yeah, Victoria, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. There's a lot more you can do now. Victoria, probably not.
Oh, every night. Yeah, that was
really. You played Victoria live? Okay.
Yeah.
Afraid.
We played a lot of this record, didn't we?
Afraid. I'm gonna guess no.
No.
Okay.
Because you weren't gonna get that delay perfect every night.
Yeah. So Painfully, I'm gonna guess no.
Yep. That was.
It was played live. Okay.
Oh yeah. So Painfully was one of the ones we went for sure out and tested it out on the road.
All right. Edgar, no way.
Yes.
Yes, I'm correct, or yes, it was played live.
Yes, it was played live.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm wrong on one of these.
But I think it was abandoned.
Oh, it just didn't go anywhere?
Yeah, I think some just don't. Some songs just don't work live, and I think that was one. Which is too bad because I loved it, but didn't work.
Lenny said that about Stone Dead Forever. He said they tried to play it live a couple times and it just never worked live.
Just never worked. Yeah, you don't know why. It just doesn't.
Yeah, as a fan, I don't know why. Maybe as a musician, I would understand better. But yeah, Lenny said Stone Dead Forever, they tried it and it just went nowhere.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess that happens.
Oh, yeah. I'm here to tell you.
What about All Around?
Oh, yeah.
Played live? Yeah, that would be a good live song. And the two bonus tracks, I assume, were never played live. Sky is Falling and the one.
I think we tried Sky is Falling, and it just had too much going on, and that one was like, nope.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think we actually tried recording that during the water sessions, and it didn't work. So we tried it again and got it for Devil. The one, I think, I want to say we might have played it in Indonesia, but we also might have mimed it to TV. So,
Oh, wow.
American Bandstand style, maybe. But that one is not screaming at me as, yeah, we did it. It was great, at all. I mean,
Yeah,
now
the
looking at,
one.
we played a lot off this record.
Yeah, it seems like it. A few. I'm surprised at.
But like I said, there's some we just tried. Like we opened a bunch of shows with Flesh and Bone, but then we just it's not hitting them the way we want to. So we flick it back to the Lizard or whatever we use, and that just you can tell they work.
Yeah, that's too bad. I would assume is that because I mean, not many people bought this album. Although I would imagine the people that were going to see Saigon Kick at this time, they probably did buy it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, man. People like familiar shit, and people don't like new stuff often.
Oh yeah. Which I was thinking about this. I think I was talking to Phil about it the other day. Was the fact that there was no reason for Atlantic to just kind of throw their hands up and go, "Okay, sorry, we're out of here." Why? Because our singer left? You heard the record. It still sounds great. We hired a guitar player. This will be fine. And they just fucking walked away from it. And I thought to myself, why? Because we didn't have the archetype of blonde frontman.
Yeah.
And
well, we did at some point.
Yeah, right. And I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe that was it. Or maybe it was just there are too many voices saying the styles are about to change and you have to kind of be on top of it. Or I don't know. It's like I wanted to ask Ferrari the other day about how come Cold Sweat got dropped, and see what he says, because he's been in the industry since then, and he might have heard some scuttlebutt between now and then. But yeah, out of nowhere, Cold Sweat got added to MTV, and then cut from the label the same day.
Oh, I think you mentioned that on the Hair Metal Guru.
Yeah.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, the reason for anything, bands getting dropped or TV series getting canceled, it all has to do with it's financial, right?
Typically, yes. So Cold Sweat, I could see. Cold Sweat, I could see. We were kind of slogging out of the clubs, and we're making it work. But Saigon Kick was coming off gold record.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're hot.
Yeah, I don't. And we delivered the record before Matt had Coma ready to get Coma out. So.
Oh, that was with Harry Cody, right?
Yep. Rick Sanders.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Ricky Sanders, Mr. Wobble.
Yep.
I just listened to that Wobble record 2 nights ago.
Ricky's got a glitter guitar.
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty good. When I listened to it the other night, I thought, and I love it, but I thought, wow, this is really 90s rock, which I typically don't like, but Wobble was good for me.
Yeah. Yep. He was Dave Grohl before Dave Grohl.
Yeah, he was kind of the anti-Dave Grohl. He started as the singer guitarist and then switched to drums, the opposite of Dave Grohl.
Well, he was playing drums and for Wobble went in as the guitar player singer and then came back out.
I didn't know. As far as I remembered, he played guitar and sang, but then just drums and Saigon Kick.
Yes.
And Daniel Cage, too. He played drums for Daniel Cage.
And Super Shredders Atlantic.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Yeah, man, there's a big family. I was so into, in the late 90s, I just got into so much stuff that Jason was, which was flat before Super Transatlantic was flat.
Right, that's right.
And yeah, those flat demos. And there's a lot of, that's how I knew about Daniel Cage was through BVB. And Jason and this guy, what was that guy's name? I bought that CD. John Wesley.
Yeah, that's it.
The closing of Pale Blue Eyes.
Yeah, we called him Wes, but that's whose guitar that was. It was Wesley.
Okay, that's the guy you were talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Wesley, John Wesley. Yeah,
we just called him Wes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very intricate web of all these guys. And Crushdown.
Yeah.
Pete played in Crushdown, right?
Pete was in that, yeah. And Rick. Yep. Well, I mean, I think it boils down to you want to work with people you like,
Yeah.
Especially.
I guess anybody can, not anybody, but I mean, there's a million people out there that can play, but yeah, you want to. It's the same thing with when bands, when Nickel McBrain retired last year, and everybody's saying get Dave Lombardo. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
Well, because he's
Wrong.
the best drummer. Well, yeah, he's good, but he maybe it has to be somebody that you want to work with. Not that Iron Maiden would have anything against Dave Lombardo, but I guess as fans, it's our instinct to say, or when Matt Cameron quit Pearl Jam this year, and everybody said, bring back Dave Abruzzese. Well, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, you saw the Rush's announcement, yes?
Very excited about that. That was just today. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. You?
But perfect example. Oh, get fucking Mike Mangini. Get fucking
Mike Portnoy.
Get
Yeah,
Danny,
man.
what's his face? Danny Carey. No.
Yeah, I would say the two most obvious ones would be Danny Carey and Mike Portnoy. I was talking to my friend earlier, the one that I mentioned that I was talking about with "Lonely as the Word," sounding like "Stairway to Heaven." I was going to say "South of Heaven," and and I said I fucking love that Rush got a female drummer.
Oh, yeah, so do I. That means she's a badass. If it's going to bring them all back onto the road, she's got to be fucking incredible.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are people. I'm sure there are people already within minutes of the announcement making. Why didn't they get Mike Portnoy? He's way better. Well,
yeah.
Do you think Rush doesn't know what they're doing? Do you think they're and same with when people got upset when Iron Maiden got this guy Simon Dawson
from British Lion though?
Yeah, people want a familiar name. People love familiarity,
and labels do too. But yeah, I'm wondering how it's going to go because they wouldn't come off the road for just playing with anybody. I mean, Alex and Geddy.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. Have you read Geddy's book?
I have it. I haven't read it yet.
It's good.
Yep.
I like it a lot. Yep.
Yeah, he's a very funny guy. I don't know if you saw, you're a big baseball fan too. Did you see the book he put out last week?
I heard about it. I saw a clip, but I have not seen the book.
72. For me, this is more interesting. And he's a big Blue Jays fan like me. We're both from Toronto. And and he's not just a Blue Jays fan, but a baseball fan. But
he's a baseball historian fan. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big fan. This book he put out last week, it's like 72 baseball stories that have somehow impacted his life or had, some.
Is that based on his father's age when his father died? No, his father died in his 50s, right?
I don't know.
I think. Maybe I'm thinking of the Billy Crystal thing. But anyway.
Sure.
I was very amused with the fact that in one of my photos during the Cancer Chronicles, I had the Ronnie baseball, or I mentioned.
Oh, I remember. I commented on that.
Yeah.
Yes. That was cool.
Yeah, I woke up and I was just like, "What the fuck?" And there's Aaron. He's like, "Hey man, how you doing?" I'm like, "Why are you in my hotel room?" But hi, He goes, "Here, I brought you something." He pops on the little, the little aircraft tray that they have on you for hospital beds. I was like, "A DO baseball?" He goes, "Yeah." Flip it over and sign on the back. I was like, "Fucking killer, love it."
Yeah, I remember that. That was cool. Yep. All right, so we'll wrap it up now. You and I will kiss and say goodbye after, but I'll stop the recording now. I want to thank you as always for your time. You've given me 3 hours of your time on a Monday afternoon. I would be more impressed if you gave it to me on a Saturday afternoon when people are busy, but
or when
Monday afternoon, it's not much of a sacrifice, but I'm still appreciative of it. Appreciative of your time with those, and you have the most incredible insight of anybody, and just the most incredible memory too. I guess that happens when you have a very lucid, clear-minded lifestyle.
It really helps because I'm in the process of writing a book, and I'm amazed at how much stuff people screw up that I know. Like, you were there, I was there with you. That's not what happened, but they are convinced that's what happened. But you never know.
Memories are strange things.
They are. I have a great story. Here's a closer for me and Jason as we draw to a close here. When we did the reunions, the very first ones, Jason's mom came out, and she said she pulled out a pick out of her purse. In typical Irish Catholic mother, she goes, "You think I didn't pay attention? I wasn't proud of your career. I've been carrying this pick since you got signed, blah, blah. And Jason goes, well, cool. That's awesome. Can I see it? He gets the pick. It's one of my picks.
Ah,
He goes like, God damn it, McLernon, you're in the way again. Yeah, well, But funny, his mom fell victim to it. She was just, as a guitar pick, it's got to be Jason. She clearly didn't look at it.
that's a very mother thing.
Oh, totally is.
My mother would have no clue either.
No. When I had the opportunity to jam with Edward, I remember calling my mother and saying, "You're never going to believe who I jammed with today." And my mother actually said first, David Lee Roth. And I was like,
At least she got the
wow.
band right.
Yeah, right. And I didn't give her any clues. I said,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And I said, same band. She said, Eddie Van Halen. I said, yeah. So I was like, wow, my mom actually pulled one out of there. Way to go.
Yeah, way to go, Mom. Yeah, good for her. Yeah, that's yeah, my mother had no clue.
No.
All right. Well, very good. Thank you once again, Chris. We'll do another episode. I'm not sure what we'll do, but I enjoyed talking to you.
Absolutely, man.
About anything.
Yeah.
Oh, now one last thing. What about I think comes out on October 7th, which is tomorrow or sometime this week. I Like Me.
What is that?
Let me test your knowledge. I don't know if I can do the good impression. Think of a movie character going.
No. Oh, yes. Netflix.
Is it on Netflix? The John Candy.
Yes, or Hulu. Probably Hulu.
I don't know, man. I always just download the torrent stuff because I don't have any of those services.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. It comes out sometime.
Overdue. Way overdue.
Yeah. Man, as soon as I heard the title, John Candy, I Like Me, man, immediately, I know it's in the hotel. They're Steve Martin is berating him.
Just brutally. And he's in his pajamas.
He's in his pajamas, and man, John Candy is so hurt. And he says, I like me. And you almost like you don't really believe him. Like you feel like he doesn't believe it himself, that he's kind of trying to convince himself that he likes me, and he's so hurt by Steve Martin.
Yep.
Best comedy ever. Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. There's not a comedy movie that's better than that.
Oh, God, I love John Candy. I was such a big SCTV John Candy fan. Like when he showed up on screen in Home Alone, I was delighted.
The cameos, the Polka King.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's always punctuated with laughing. He never.
Yeah, speaking of that, his best laugh is in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when they're on the bus.
Like the devil.
No, not that. Well, no, that one's separate. I forgot about that one. That's his evil laugh. No, when they're on the bus and the couple beside them on the bus are making out, and he pokes, Steve Martin is sleeping, and he pokes him in the ribs, and he says, "Check this out." And Steve Martin looks over, and the couple stops making out, and they look at him, and they say, I don't know, something like, "Get a close enough look" or something. Right. And he busts out laughing. He says, "Oh, you got busted." That's such a great laugh.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good laugher.
Yeah. Anything he was in, I just absolutely love.
Yeah, he's one of those naturally funny guys that is just can't not be. Will Ferrell, I think, is like that. Just can't not be funny. Just something, his appearance, his voice, his mannerisms.
So whatever charisma he had, he knew how to make a transfer. It's like, I think Bill Hader is like that.
Bill Hader, yeah.
As soon as I see him go for something, I immediately start chuckling because I know it's going to be good.
Yeah, and then remember, I think something that a lot of people forget. Well, I always forget, so I assume other people forget too. His turn in JFK, John Candy.
Right. Yep.
There were like 40 cameos in that movie. He was one of them.
That's right, he was.
Yeah,
and just got one of the greatest exits ever. As he gets up away from the table.
Which in which JFK?
JFK, yeah.
What's the exit?
He gets up and something going to do a little dance all over your face.
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah,
and it's a great like diddly doo doo dance or something. It's a great little phrase that I'm sure he had it.
Southern accent.
Yeah, with a Southern accent. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, anytime like I stumbled on Instagram this morning of the Schmengies on Letterman singing cabbage rolls and coffee.
Oh, I'm a Letterman fan from way back. I don't remember that.
The Schmengies, yeah. Will Lee is playing tuba and Sid McGuinness is playing trumpet.
I remember Sid McGuinness is Dave's guitarist, Paul's guitarist. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, Candy is miming his way through the clarinet part, but doing it well. And then Eugene Levy is just killing on the accordion.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
I
cabbage
don't
rolls
remember
and
them.
coffee.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Fucking
Maybe we can do an episode talking about the John Candy documentary next time.
Ooh, there you go. All right, yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Chris. Again, I can't thank enough for your time. Your insight is it valuable or invaluable?
I don't. That's left to you.
They kind of mean the same thing, right?
They do.
It's like flammable and
inflammable.
inflammable. No, nobody really knows what those words mean.
Nope.
All right. This is, as I said in the beginning, for me, possibly very top album of the 90s. And I love it so much. He played on it. He's Chris McLernon. I'm Dan. Thank you for watching this marathon episode. Thanks to Chris again. And that's all for this episode of Saigon Kick. Devil in the details. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you for having me, Dan.
See ya.
See ya.